morning. Good morning. Welcome all of you to the 2012 International Education Week opening ceremonies. Are y'all excited? Yes. Well, my name is Sherelle Alexander, and I am serving as the host of this wonderful program today. And I am so excited to have all of you here as we celebrate culture here at Albany State University. And you all had the pleasure of seeing our parade of flags. So what is International Education Week? The Office of Global Programs here at Albany State University hosts the annual International Education Week, which is an initiative developed by the U.S. Department of State and the U.S. Department of Education to promote programs that prepare Americans for the global environment and to attract future leaders to study abroad, learn, and exchange stories of their experiences from across the globe. This week gives international students, faculty, and staff a chance to share facts about their countries and exhibit their culture in all forms to the campus and the community. It also provides opportunities for the students and faculty to share their study abroad experiences. Throughout the week, there are special events, including this morning's parade of flags. Did you all enjoy that this morning? Yes. Cultural festival, panel discussion, a poster contest, and more. And I would like to take this moment to acknowledge our global program staff, starting with Dr. Naneka Osakwe, if you can come on up. Miss Maggie Emily and Miss Patrice Smith. They're the ladies who work so hard. Let's give them a hand, absolutely. And in addition to them, if all of our International Education Week committee could please stand at this time and be recognized as well. Let's give them a hand for all of their hard work today. And let's give a hand while we're clapping and acknowledging everyone. Let's give a hand to our early college and our early learning center for being here with us today. Absolutely, you all look wonderful. Okay, well, without further ado, we're going to ask Dr. Osakwe, Dr. Malik, and Dr. Green, if you would please join me at the podium as I welcome our city commissioner who's coming to give us a proclamation. We're going to make this International Education Day today on behalf of our City of Albany Commissioner Christopher Pike. Let's give him a hand.
Good morning, everyone. Had to leave a city commission meeting to come over here and be with y'all, but y'all are much more fun to be with than those stuffy people across the river. It brings me honor to be here on behalf of our mayor to present this proclamation. It's a proclamation, whereas within the context of the Board of Regents, new strategic plan and other dynamic factors that are transforming undergraduate education in the U.S. and around the world, global knowledge, skills, and attitudes have become core expectations of student learning, and whereas Albany State University has contributed much to our community, with its graduates playing a vital role in Dougherty County's history, such as myself, and growth, and whereas Albany State University's International Education Week celebration is being observed from October 9th through the 11th, 2012. And whereas Albany State University's International Education Week brings more awareness about global knowledge and skills among our students, faculties, and staff, and whereas Albany State University will closely work with the Board of Regents and the University System of Georgia in bringing out all of the changes required to meet the current challenges of preparing students for success in the 21st century. Now, therefore, I, on behalf of our mayor, Dorothy Hubbard, do hereby proclaim October 9th through the 11th, 2012 as International Education Week in the city of Albany, and commend Albany State University for their commitment to higher education, including international education. I further encourage the students, administration, faculty, and staff of Albany State University to continue in their endeavors to provide and promote international education. In witness hereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of Mayor, Albany, Georgia, to be affixed hereunto. Thank you.
This is all right. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank y'all. Now I gotta go back to city
Oh, okay.
commission
Thank you
meeting.
very much.
That's all right.
Thank you. Yeah, I was worried about it. She takes care. I'll take it from you.
Well, let's give our commissioner another hand. Can we do that? Thank you so much for taking time out to share this day with us. Now, I want to introduce to you all second in command only to our president here at Albany State University. And he's been on our campus for a very short while, but I know he's making a huge impact already. And that is the interim provost here at Albany State University, Dr. Richard Green, who's going to bring opening remarks. Let's give him a warm hand of applause.
Danke. Gracias. Thank you very much. Welcome. I'm pleased to see the generations of the future here along with our faculty and staff and students. I want to welcome you today to this very important ceremony and offering of Albany State University. Buenos dias. Buenas noches. Guten Morgen. Hello, y'all. How are you doing? Good. How many of you speak Spanish? Great. How do you say good morning in Spanish? Good morning. Great. How many speak German? You do? How do you say good morning in German? You remember? Next time you'll tell me. Okay. How about French? Anyone? Can you tell me? Next time. Okay. You can? Okay. How do you say good morning in French? Okay. Well, the future is here, and I'm really pleased to see that we are able to engage our younger future Albany State University students. And when you come, you're going to be engaged in a world that's a lot smaller. The world is becoming smaller because of technology and communications, because of the speed at which we can fly from here to Russia. Now, you can't see Russia from your back door, but you can certainly get there in a short period of time. One author, Thomas Freeman, said the world is becoming flatter, not because the world is not round, but because we're able to travel via technology and communications and websites across the world very fast. We here at Albany are very much aware of the fact that we have to be a part of the world community. And a way to be a part of the world community in a very positive way is to have international education at the center of all we do. We no longer can be isolated to the borders of Albany or the borders of Georgia or the borders of the United States. We are part of a world community that we are part of a community that has to be aware of all that we do culturally, politically, economically, because we all depend upon one another. That is the theme that we here at Albany are trying to infuse. For example, all of our students are encouraged to obtain passports upon coming to Albany. Albany State has study abroad programs and international education programs. We have a very diverse faculty, diverse student body. We have representatives from around the world in our student body, our administration, and in our faculty. We see that as a positive, value added to the education you receive here. I doubt if there are very many educational institutions that have as diverse faculty as we do here at Albany, and that we're very proud of. I certainly hope that today will be a very important day especially for our younger members of the audience as we move forward to become contributors to the world, not just to Albany and to Georgia and the United States, but contributors to the world. And I'm looking forward to seeing some of you soon. Some of you will be coming along a lot later, but when you do come, you're coming to an institution that has a clear understanding of the global agenda. Welcome, and on behalf of faculty and staff and the president and all of my colleagues in the administration, welcome to this very important International Education Week. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Green. You all are being such a great audience this morning. Well, I have the pleasure now of introducing two very amazing women. One I just had, well, both actually I just had the opportunity to meet, but their reputations far exceed them. I'm really excited about today's speaker. I know you all are going to love her. She's going to talk all about her travels and all the things that she's done all over the world and what's brought her to our campus today. But preceding her is actually someone who is actually here on campus as a student and is also a global leader, and she's the global programs president of our global ambassadors, our student organization, and she is none other than Miss Tahari Hart Sanders, who's going to introduce our keynote speaker today. Let's give her a hand, please.
Good morning, faculty, students, and guests. Staff Sergeant De Los Santos enlisted in the United States Marine Corps on the 29th of July, 2002 from Providence, Rhode Island. After graduating from recruit training and immediately following Marine combat training, she attended the Individual Material Readiness List School in Meridian, Mississippi. In March 2003, she executed orders to Marine Aviation Logistics Squadron 16, Marine Corps Air Station, Miramar, California, for duty as an IMRL manager. That same year, Private First Class De Los Santos reported to Marine Helicopter Squadron 361 and deployed to Okinawa, Japan. In July 2004, Lance Corporal De Los Santos deployed to Al-Assad, Iraq, in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom 2-2, where she was promoted to corporal. After a successful tour with HMH 361, she then reported to MALS 16 in September 2005. In July 2006, Staff Sergeant De Los Santos deployed to Al-Assad, Iraq, in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom 5-7, where she the billet of non-commissioned officer in charge of the MALS 16 IMRL program. In January 2008, she redeployed to Al-Assad, Iraq, and upon return was transferred to Marine Helicopter Squadron 1 in Quantico, Virginia. Staff Sergeant De Los Santos' most recent duty station was the Presidential Service Squadron. During this tour, she served as the HMX-1 tool-room and IMRL manager, staff non-commissioned officer in charge for both the intermediate and organizational levels of the squadron. During this tour of duty, she also completed the required professional military education for both sergeant and staff sergeant. In June 2012, she checked into the Marine Corps Logistics Command in Albany, Georgia, where she is serving as the Equal Opportunity Advisor. Staff Sergeant De Los Santos awards and decorations include the Navy and Marine Corps Achievements Medal in lieu of Gold Star, Navy Unit Commendation, Gold Conduct Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Iraqi Campaign Medal, Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, and the Sea Service Deployment Ribbon. For all her esteemed global military service, we are pleased to have Staff Sergeant De Los Santos as ASU guest speaker for the 2012 International Education Week. Please join me in welcoming Staff Sergeant De Los Santos as our guest speaker, as our guest keynote speaker.
Good morning. Let me hear it again. I know Albany State has the best students and the best crowd. Good morning. Good morning. Wow, you all look so beautiful out there. I didn't know we would have from the little ones to the really big ones. And you'll have to bear with me because I like to walk and talk. And then they kind of threw the flags in the way, so I'm like, there goes that. So I'm just going to try to stay here so everybody can see me. Now, from my intro or my bio, you heard that I'm from Providence, Rhode Island. Who knows where Rhode Island is? It's way up north. It's the tiniest state in the entire United States. The population right here is probably as big as my state where I come from. But I didn't know that Georgia had a city called, y'all call it Albany? I'm still trying to get it down. I call it Albany because in the north we have Albany, New York. And so when I got here, I said, I know this is going to be great because it's down south. Southern hospitality, of course. And when I got to Albany, I just saw all the people waving at me. I saw them wave. I'm like, this is great. I love this place already. What I didn't realize is that they were shooing gnats away. They really weren't waving at me. So I'm like, oh boy, you know, here I come. I'm thinking Southern hospitality. But it's been great. And I have to thank, I would be remiss if I didn't thank Albany State University for having me. Of course, President Freeman, the Office of Global Programs, Miss Alexander, Miss Emily, they've been so great, and I am so honored to be here to speak to all of you today. So thank you for having me once again. Now, when I was growing up, I heard a quote by Socrates. It said, Socrates said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." And I have to be honest with you, when I first heard that, I was a little depressed. I'm like, wait a second, I haven't examined my life, so it's not worth living? So I had to take a look at my life and my upbringing, and it really made me think about that. And anytime you hear me speak, I love to talk about my family. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my family. I have a very, very big family. Don't judge me, okay? My grandmother, we're from Dominican Republic, she had 18 children. Don't talk about my grandmama now. That's my heart right there. Don't talk about my grandmama. She had 18 children. That's like half the auditorium here. My entire family's probably sitting here. So they were so poor that, of course, they didn't have a lot of education. They had to make do with whatever they had, and we couldn't afford to go to college or seek global competence or international studies. There were no study abroads or anything like that. But of course, they did the best they could. 18 children on a farm, picking trees, fruits. I thought it was the greatest thing. But somehow, they understood that America equated to prosperity. They didn't know the fancy terms. They didn't understand what college meant. But they knew that if they came to America, they would have a great opportunity, as most of you know in here. So they came to America, and what did they find? They found a country with the most diverse amount of people ever, anywhere. And so let me fast forward a little bit. I joined the Marine Corps. Of course, as you can see, this is a Marine Corps uniform. And I joined because I was like, I want to be one of the best, the proudest. Not to take away from the other branches now. You know I can't talk about them. But I was proud. I'm like, the Marine Corps, they're tough. I want to be a part of that. I want to be proud, one of the few. And so I joined the Marine Corps, and what they got me on was, hey, here you go, you can travel the world. I really believed that at the time. And I did. They did allow me that opportunity. So where have I been? I've been to Iraq 3 times. I've been to Japan. And I have to tell you, I've met the most amazing people ever. And in the Marine Corps, the organization is so small that it allows each individual person to reach their max potential. And why do I say that? Because they train us to be basic marksmanship, riflemen, to be able to swim, to be able to be proficient in our job, to be able to be physically fit. Now, there's some big organizations where one person can only do one job. Now, if you had to choose from one or the other, which person would you want working for you? One that is diverse and can do multiple things, or one that can only do one job? I'm sure you would choose a diverse person. Now, when I was first asked to speak here, I didn't know that we would have our future elites sitting among us. I couldn't believe when they were walking in how happy they were. They all had these different flags, so much knowledge. Now, can you do me a favor if you all could appease me? Can you raise one hand? Can you touch the person to the right of you? If you have somebody. Now, what that says to me is you have knowledge at your fingertips. Somebody to the left or the right of you, so much knowledge at your fingertips. Now, let me tell you how much diversity is important in culture. Who remembers Michael Jackson? Do you remember? Whew, you remember that, right? You know Michael Jackson? You know Michael Jackson? You too? They're like 3 and 4. I didn't even know about Michael Jackson at 3 and 4. All right. Well, y'all know about Michael Jackson, right? Now, remember when he passed? It was such a tragic time. But you would see all over the world, people would come out to pay their respects. The king of pop. People from Japan to China, Australia, everyone was coming out to give tribute to Michael Jackson, our Michael Jackson. Diversity, culture. Now, why is that important for you? You're the future. And the 21st century is not just getting here, it's already here. And why is that important for you to be globally competent or to understand different cultures? Because that's what you're going to be working amongst. I see a lot of future CEOs, supervisors, maybe Marines. I'm not recruiting, I'm just saying. You're the future. Now, my grandmother, right? I keep talking about my grandmother. She had 18 different personalities. And although they were all Dominican, they all felt like they were from different cultures. I have to tell you, my aunts and uncles, they were amazing. And understanding that having a family reunion is like having an international party. Especially now because I have family in Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Miami, California. They're everywhere. And they work with different people. Now, how do we do that? How can we come from a certain place and live together amongst people who don't understand our culture? That's the beautiful thing about America. That's what it's known for, it's diversity. Now, think about when you came to Albany State University. If you're a student here, what did you think you would find? Hopefully not gnats like I did. No, you thought you would find great education, people you can relate to. It didn't matter what color their skin was or if they had an accent like me. That didn't matter. What matters is that you were here for one sole purpose, and that was to get an education, right? Absolutely. And that is so important. And I don't think people realize that. And I promise you, it's not about what you see on television or what you read in the newspaper or what's hot and what's not. Because when I went to Japan, I'm going to be honest with you. Let me share the story with you. When I went to Japan, I thought that all Japanese people they were smart at math and they all ate noodles. I'm serious. I was so ignorant. And I realized that their culture is so rich and so dynamic, and they're just the nicest people you've ever met. When I went to Iraq, oh boy, my thoughts of Muslims was out there. Seriously. Because all I knew was what I saw on television from 9/11. I didn't understand their culture. I didn't understand them on a human level. I'm like, there's no way those people can be human. And that's not true. Because I took the time, and the Marine Corps took the time to take me to these places, I got to see a different side of them. They became human to me. Are you going to take that time? I hope so. Because if you took the time to go to Rhode Island, you probably meet great people like me. Or if somebody from Rhode Island took the time to come to Albany, they meet great people like you. Now, there's one story I did hear, and I love sharing stories. That's like my favorite thing to do. And there's so many versions of this story that I'll just tell you the one I know. It was a king and 6 blind men. And he told the blind men, he said, do me a favor. Tell me what this is. So he asked the blind men to touch an elephant. And there's 6 blind men, so they each touched a different part of the elephant. One touched the leg, and he said, this is a pillar. I know that's what it is. The other one, he touched the ear. This is a fan. That's exactly what it is. Or the trunk. Oh, well, this is a rope. I figured it out. One touched the tusk. This is a strong bone. Which he was partially right. The other touched the belly. He said, that's a wall. And I couldn't tell you what the 6th one said. There's so many that I forgot. But the king said, you know, you're partially right. You've touched different parts of the elephant, but not any one of you could tell me exactly what the elephant was. Because they didn't take the time to touch the rest of the elephant to see what it was. That's the problem, I think. Sometimes we only see one part of the story or one part of the elephant. And we don't take the time to look at the whole concept. Now, who remembers Hurricane Katrina? Right? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember 9/11? Or the hurricane that hit Haiti? Those are national events or international events that somehow affected all of us. And now you say, how could that possibly affect me? Now, think about the war, or oil, or global warming, or HIV. These are things that have international effect, but you don't think they affect you, and I'll show you how they do. Who here drives a car? I know you don't drive a car. You drive a car, and I don't know about you, but when you're driving, you're looking at gas prices. And when I see these $4 gas prices, I have to tell you, I definitely considered riding a motorcycle or even a bicycle, a scooter at this point, because it's getting really bad. So we go to war. Let's say the war is over. And now we have a distraught economy. We have economic problems. We always talk about the economy's going down like the biggest since the Great Depression. So what happens? Taxes, gas prices go up. People are out of jobs now. Now, I know y'all know near where Michael's is, I don't know what that street name is, but there's a Circus City. Circus City is now a haunted house. And, you know, when I was little, Circus City was like the Best Buy. It was like the best place to go for electronics. And now it's a haunted house. Borders going out of business. That's crazy. How does that affect you? If you work there, you don't have a job anymore. Now your parents don't have a job. Now you don't have the cool kicks that are coming out. Because Jordans are expensive now, $100. I don't know how y'all do it. Can't afford no Jordans. Who here likes McDonald's? I saw all their hands go up. You like McDonald's, right? Did you know in Japan they have a McDonald's? Did you knew that? Seriously? I know you knew that because you're so smart. You too? Our future right here. How old are you? 4? 4 years old. You can't imagine. I have a 3-year-old son. You can't imagine the things that come out of their mouths. They are so bright, aren't they? And they're so diverse too. And you know what I love about children is that they're not like grown-ups. They don't see color. They don't see gender. They don't see age, anything like that. And they'll tell you exactly how it is. They're so innocent. They don't see any of that. And I love that about them. Now, I know one day when you all grow up, my little green people here, you're going to grow up to be great individuals. But if you, and I know you hear your parents say it all the time, and I don't want to sound like them, but education is so important. Who wants to be a bum when they grow up? No! So innocent, right? They said me, but they don't know. They thought I said gum. That's what it is. They thought I said gum. Nobody wants to. Nobody. You want to grow up and you want to be famous, or you want to be a supervisor or a CEO, because guess what? If you don't have a job, how are you going to buy all that cool stuff or that cool car you saw? And the only way for you to get a good job is to have an education. That's imperative. Now, you all are in one of the best schools I've seen in a long time. I've been a couple places. I've been to California. I've been to Mississippi, as you heard. I mean, Mississippi. Y'all got a leg up on Mississippi. And if you're from Mississippi, I'm not talking about you personally. But they didn't have no gnats in Mississippi, so I kind of like them. But Albany State, all this culture, look at the teachers. They took the time to dress up. That is beautiful. And I know some of us young people, we're like, whatever. That's stuff my mom used to do. That's stuff my grandma used to do. But I'm telling you, just like I told you to reach out and touch somebody, that knowledge is sitting right there next to you. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to share it with somebody, or are you going to keep it all to yourself? You have a great opportunity to study abroad. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Why wouldn't you want to see the world? There are so many things bigger than what is right here. And what I used to tell my family is, the world is bigger than your world. The world is bigger than your world. You have a fantastic opportunity to do something different. Wouldn't you want to? I know I would. I promise, when I was young, I used to watch BET all the time. I want to be like Beyonce. I promise. And I know I don't look anything like Miss Beyonce, but I swore that I could shake it like she could. I promise. That was my sitting right there. That's all I wanted to do, was be a singer. I couldn't sing 2 notes, not even in the shower. You see the soap scum running from me in the shower. That's how bad I sing. I'm serious. I can be honest with y'all. That's fine with me. But the fact of the matter is that different people have different qualities. There's something that you're great at that I'm not. And the same for you. Do you know what that is, though? Do you know what you're good at? Maybe it's basketball. Maybe it's math. But you have to figure it out. Because not everybody's a singer. Not everybody can play the drums. But you're good at something. What is it? Do you know? And that's what I think Socrates was talking about when he said, the unexamined life is not worth living. If you don't take the time to look at yourself and figure out what it is you're good at, how you can contribute to each other, and essentially contribute to the country, then how are we going to get anywhere? I tell you, you are the most amazing people I've seen in a while. And I'm not just telling you this. I see people all the time. So if I tell you, you got to believe me. I see people all the time. if you don't know how much education means, ask your grandparents. Ask your mom. There is not one person in your life that will not encourage you to seek an education. Nobody. And you can do it. You're here. You're already doing it. And if nobody has told you today, I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of you for taking the time to be here and listen to me. I'm proud of you for taking the time to come to school. Thank you for that. You don't know how many people don't have that opportunity. Have you seen the kids in Africa? Yes, they live on a dirt street in little huts, and they're dying to get an education. You are phenomenal. And can you do something for me right now? Yes. Can you give yourselves a hand? Now I have one more quote for you, if you don't mind, before I go. The Dalai Lama said, Dalai Lama, you gotta forgive my accent. He said, be the change you wish to see in the world. Be the change you wish to see in the world. And I hope you get a chance to do that, as I was fortunate enough. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your International Education Week. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Oh, my Golden Rams. I know we can do better than that. Let's give her a warm Golden Ram round of applause. Absolutely. And I am going to bring up Dr. Nora Naneke Osakwe, who is the Global Programs Director, and she has a special presentation for us at this time.
Now we go over to our pinning ceremony. Albany State University is embarking on all forms of global engagement, and we encourage our students to engage in study abroad, because this is the only way, one of the greatest ways of acquiring global competence. Over this past academic year, we have several students who have gone abroad, beginning with the students who have gone to Peru. Can we have some of the students who have gone to Peru? Can you please stand up and let's acknowledge you here? Also, we have students who have gone to China. Last summer, we have about 10 of our students in China. Can you also please come up, all the students that went to China? We have students who went to France, Costa Rica. If they are here, please come up. Apart from these students who have experienced study abroad, they have lots of stories to tell, and we had presentations from them. We also have aspiring students who intend to go abroad, and these are all that we call the ASU Global Ambassadors. They are representing us outside of Albany State, and we are so proud of them. And today, we are going to show appreciation in pinning them, and we want them to wear their pin all the time. All those who are aspiring to be ASU Global Ambassadors, can you please also stand and join those that are going to be pinned? With me here is Patrice. Patrice Smith is one of the greatest assistants we have in global programs. She's going to help with calling out the names.
Sure. Mm-hmm. We're going to do the global ambassadors first.
Yeah, global ambassadors.
Ms. Jennifer Swan.
Thank you.
Kalicia Winky. Kingsley Osakwe. Chevrolet Brown. Naisha Appleby. She's not here. Shanice Colon. There's Ashley Griffin. Jakay Hayes Myricks. Then we have a Wantasia Merritt.
They're all associates.
Tasman Kemp. China, okay. Now, we're now going to call out the study abroad students who studied abroad in China this summer.
Jared Heath.
Okay.
Miss Akintade. Laura.
Peru.
Kaisa Peets. Amanda Muckle.
Does Bianca have one? If not, we can use an associate.
Bianca Ward. Jessica Woods. Chuma Agbogu.
Okay.
Elise Calhoun. And our last three ladies come up the stage. These are our three brand new associates. And what that means is they're ready to study abroad and they plan to do so within the next year. Associate pins.
Okay, great. A big round of applause for them. Okay, these are the wonderful global ambassadors of Albany State. And we really appreciate you all. And in taking on the pinning, it means that you are accepting to be our global outlook, to represent us in the world. And those of you who have not yet gone abroad, you're committed to going abroad. So we really appreciate you, and a big round of applause for them one more time, please. Okay, I think we've gradually come to the end of this wonderful occasion. This very occasion happened to be one of the best that we've had in having the wonderful kids from the Early Learning Center, the Albany Learning College, and all the students from first and second year experience. We thank you all, the faculty and staff that are here, every one of you that have made out the time to be here with us, especially those who have taken out time to wear the international attire that we encourage everyone to do. Dr. Green, we appreciate your making this your priority. Dr. Shelton, we thank you for making it possible for all the faculty and students to be here. You've been working with us. We really appreciate you. Ms. Alexandra, I can't say thank you enough. You've been with us all this while. And our wonderful keynote here, oh my God, I don't know what to say, but this is wonderful. We have our ASU Global Ambassador President, Tahari. Tahari is actually a junior student. She's joined the ASU Global Ambassador as a freshman, but she has acquired so much skill, leadership skill, and we are hoping that this coming academic year, she's going to embark on study abroad, as well as the other students. We appreciate people in the IT department, everyone, faculty, staff, and thank you for being with us, and thank you.